Before we get into today's segment, I want to remind you that this content is for educational purposes only and does not constitute as financial investment or tax advice. Consult a professional before making any financial decisions. Past results does not guarantee future outcomes. So please do your own research, right? So let's get ready to rock and roll now. All right. So if you're new to the Bitcoin and crypto world, or you're looking for a step-by-step guide into 2025, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll walk you through everything you need to know from understanding Bitcoin, crypto, to buying, securing, and moving assets. So let's dive right in. But before I even go further, I want to also first emphasize something about scammers. So scammers in this industry are some of the best top-of-the-notch scammers out there. They are the most brightest, smartest, craftiest, educated, very highly skilled in IT, technical skills, knows so much. There's a lot of very educated people in this field. You know, I've become a smarter person since I've dealt with this industry. You get exposed to so many things around the world, technology, AI, and so on. So these are very smart people. So if you're not clever and you're not very cautious, you will get scammed. So that was my introduction to crypto. That was my introduction to all this industry. I got hit with a scam, but I was very cautious. So I didn't invest too much money when I got scammed. I was trying stuff. I was testing stuff. So I don't recommend that. So when you first start, my number one recommendation is deal with bona fide, legit exchanges to start. And then you can start to explore after you become comfortable and you understand the industry, you know what's going on. Then you can begin to explore outside of that. But for now, go with the bona fide exchanges. Do not give your money to people. Do not give your money to anyone. Do not give your money to some random folks, right? Do not give your wallet address and all those information away. It's for you, all right? Keep it private and make sure that you stick with bona fide, legit exchanges that you can go research and look at them and make sure that they are legit, large organization, right, with history. Because so many people can set up any exchange until you come invest through them, and they can disappear with your money, right? So you have to make sure you do that extra due diligence in this industry, or else you will get scammed. All right, so that's my intro right there. All right, so let's get going now. What is Bitcoin? The first thing first, what exactly is it? Simply put, Bitcoin is a digital currency that operates on a decentralized network called a blockchain. Unlike traditional currencies, Bitcoin isn't controlled by any government or central authority. It's powered by peer-to-peer transactions, meaning users can send and receive Bitcoin without intermediaries like banks, right? I know we call this currency, but it's such a hybrid thing, right? So it's not just a currency, it's also a reserve asset like gold, right? That's what gold is used for. Gold is used as a reserve asset to hedge against inflation, debasement of currency, and so on. So Bitcoin is known as digital gold, in the words of Larry Fink, chairman of BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world. Let's move forward. How to send and receive crypto or Bitcoin. Sending and receiving Bitcoin or any other crypto is pretty straightforward. All you need is a wallet address, which is like a digital bank account number, right? To send crypto, just enter the recipient's address, specify the amount, and confirm the transaction. On the receiving side, you just share your wallet address with the sender, and that's how it goes. So it's similar to Zelle, right? Like Zelle, you have the phone number, email, whatever, and you send to that person, right? So on the receiving side, you just share your wallet, right? Address and whatever, that's it, all right? So the wallet address can be super long, complicated, so you just have to make sure you save it somewhere, and there's a lot of like security stuff, right? So they give you different security measures to protect you. So that's where it gets really difficult, because of all the extra security measures. Like I said, there's too many crafty scammers, so everything is extra security in this industry, right? Always use the security needed. What is the blockchain? Is it a database or a ledger? No, right? Let's discuss that. So you can think of it as a public decentralized ledger or database that records all transactions across a network. Each transaction is added to a block, and these blocks are linked together to form a chain. This chain of data is what makes the network secure and transparent. So when you when you look at what a ledger, right? That term ledger usually comes from accounting, right? So accounting to record everything. So really, that's really what the blockchain is, right? It's like a ledger, and you can literally see everything is very transparent. That's why the U.S. Current administration, the Department of Government Efficiency, is thinking about putting everything on the blockchain, right? To be transparent. Okay, this is government spending. This is what we're doing. Everyone can literally go on a website, look, and see what's how the money is being spent. Where is it going, right? Unlike the past, where we don't know how the money is being spent, all the taxpayer dollars, how that's being spent, we don't really know, right? So this brings more transparency. So that's the beautiful thing about blockchain technology, and how it also connects back to AI. So let's do a quick walk through. One of the key features of the blockchain transaction is the transparency. Like I mentioned, every transaction is visible to anyone. It's nearly impossible to alter once confirmed. So if you're buying, selling, or transferring Bitcoin, you can rest assured that everything is being securely recorded in the public ledger. So let me show you something here real quick. So let's look at Arkham, right? Arkham Intelligence. What is this? Arkham Intelligence is basically a website that was created like an Intel website, all right? Very high level intelligence, right? To gain insight on what's going on. So this is BlackRock's wallet, all right? So people have found their wallet address, and they can follow them, right? And it doesn't matter. BlackRock doesn't care, right? You can't breach their account because you know the wallet address, so you can just follow it on Arkham and see what they have in there. So we look in there, we can see, look at this. BlackRock, the largest asset manager in the world, all right, here in New York City. Look how much Bitcoin they hold right here. The value, $57.05 billion worth. Ethereum, 3.56 billion. All right, look at all this stuff that they own. They even own meme coins like Shiba Inu. Look at this, RWA Play. They got some real world assets companies here like Aurelio. Some of these I don't know. I've never heard of. Pepe, look at this. I don't know what an asset manager is doing with all these meme coins. But it is what it is. But, so they got some XRP, very little bit, but this is their portfolio, believe it or not. All right. So you can literally track what they're doing. And this is the beauty of the blockchain. So if I click Bitcoin, all right, I can see what the transactions that have happened, inflows and outflows, right? The investors that are investing in Bitcoin, how they have gone in and out. It's pretty cool. All right, so we can go find other entities and literally follow them as well and see like what they're doing. All right, so let's go back and continue what we were talking about. So next, I want to talk to you about buying on the exchanges. All right, so that's the best way, in my opinion, to start. All right, go through the exchanges because the other stuff can be a little bit complicated. So it's better to just start off with the exchanges and then venture to other areas as you become more comfortable, right? You don't want to go the other way around, all right? Start conservatively before you start to take a little bit more risk, all right? So stick with Bitcoin. Don't go too far with other cryptos and try to focus on Bitcoin because that's really what most people advise. Most large organizations advise. So buying Bitcoin is easier than ever, thanks to cryptocurrency exchanges. Think of them like digital marketplace where you can trade Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Let's take a look on how to buy Bitcoin. So I'm going to show you an exchange, right? Let's look at a couple and see how that looks like. So first you need to create an account, right? Just like you create an account anywhere, you verify your identity and then deposit funds using your bank account, debit or credit account, and then you begin to go. It's pretty straightforward, to be quite honest. So let's take a look at that as well. So let me show you Coinbase to start. So this is Coinbase. It's not logged in, right? So because if I log in, then you can see my account, but I'm not going to log in. So here's Coinbase. If I click Bitcoin, all right, I can see Bitcoin and I can go in and buy it, all right? this is like the old interface. You can use the advanced interface to actually like see the charts and so on, right? So you have all these cryptos, XRP and so on, and then you just sign in, you deposit, and then you go buy right away. So here's another example. Kraken, I like these guys better. So if I want to buy, I just click buy and I do market, and then I do how much I want to do. I want to do 50% of my deposits, all right, or 52% of how much I deposited, and it's going to show you how much Bitcoin you want. If you want to do it in dollars, you can just put it in there like I want to buy 10,000. All right, it says 0.1 Bitcoin. That's basically what it is, right? If I have 500,000, then it'll tell me I can get 5 Bitcoin, $500,000, right? If I have the money in there, all right? So market just means buy now, like at this market rate. Limit means when it hits a certain price, then you buy, then it buys for you, right? So you can set it and forget it. And these are different areas that I can explain another time. And here's the charts, right? So for those that are more sophisticated, right, they can look at these charts as technical analysis. All right, this is what I can teach this. I took a course on this years ago on technical analysis. It's a very good knowledge to have, and it comes in handy to sort of assess where the market is going right now. Right, so right now we're at 98,000. Based on this analysis right here, it looks like Bitcoin's gonna go back to the top here, 105, and then it's gonna try to break this resistance level, and we can go to Valhalla. We can go to the moon after that. So let's see what happens from there. But that's basically how you can buy on the exchange. So let me get out of here, and then we continue back where we left off. So that's a quick walkthrough there. And then the nano ledger looks like I'm not going to show you that, but it looks like a hard drive, you know, like a stick, you know, those hard drive sticks that you put in there in your computer, laptop. All right, and that's basically what they look like. So there you have the cold wallet, and you have the hot wallet. Nano ledgers. The hot means that it can connect to the internet. The cold means that literally you cannot connect to the internet. So it's like cut off from the world, right? So you have your Bitcoin or whatever it is in your nano ledger, and there's no way it can be connected to the world, right? So there are risks involved in that, right? One of the risks is that there's no insurance, right? So it's your responsibility to back it up. If you ever lose this thing, you're screwed, right? So there's no insurance. No one can go break into it for you, unfortunately, right? If they're talking about quantum computing, maybe quantum computing can potentially do something in the future to help, but that's a whole different topic. Let's move on. How to move crypto to cold storage. To move your Bitcoin or crypto to cold storage, simply transfer from the exchange wallet to your cold wallet. So think about Coinbase. I just showed you. If you have it there, you buy from there, and then you move it to cold wallet like the nano ledger. It's important to keep your private keys safe and never share them. This is one of the best ways to protect your crypto from hackers. And I want to show you something else real quick before we move on. So take a look at this. All right, we were looking at this chart, but here is how the nano looks like. All right, you see that? Very simple. There's different kinds. All right, and it can be a little complicated to use these, but you have to play around with it and you'll get a hang of it. It wasn't easy for me, but with everything, practice makes perfect, right? So just play around with it and you will learn how to use this. But I like to stick with the exchanges for now. And if you want to know what exchanges to go for, you can go on this website here. CoinMarketCap uses as your beginner hub, right? This is where you go for everything. All right, this is where you go to learn and to start off, right? This is a great place to go. So you go to exchanges and you can see all the exchanges here. And here is where you can assess, like, okay, are these offered in my country, wherever country you live in? Are these offered in your country? All right, so if you live in Canada, do you have access to some of these or not? Right, because some of these exchanges are not available in every country due to certain regulations that each jurisdiction has. Also determines whether these will be offered there. So this is very important to know. CoinMarketCap.com. All right, so now let's go further. We talked about Arkham Intelligence earlier, right? So that's the on-chain data, but I'm going to mention again. So This, on-chain data refers to all the data stored on the blockchain about Bitcoin transaction. If you want to track your Bitcoin, is where your Bitcoin is going, or understand market movements, platforms like Arkham can help you analyze on-chain data and gain insights into wallet addresses and transaction flows, as I mentioned earlier. And here's another one for back to the security measures, right? The two-factor authentication and extra security are a must, right? Security is crucial when dealing with crypto. One of the best ways to protect your account is through two-factor authentication, or 2FA. With 2FA enabled, even if someone gets your password, they won't be able to access your account without your second factor, right? Typically a code sent to your phone. So it's hard to really bypass the 2FA security measures. So do not ignore that. Make sure you always use two-factor authentication, because think about it. If somebody ever hacked your computer, right, and got your password, right, they still need to figure out a way to get this other hurdle, which is the two-factor authentication. It could be your face, it could be your fingerprint, it can be a code, a password, right? So there's, so it's really good, like, measure to really protect you, because there's hackers out there, they'll get you, right? They'll easily get you. There's hackers out there, they will throw stuff at you, they will send you emails, and they'll try to really get you. And if they do, the two-factor authentication is that protection, really, right? That's the hard one for them to bypass, because they don't have your fingerprint, they don't have, they can't fake your face. I've seen people take it to different levels. I remember someone tried to scam one of my family members, right? They literally were able to inform this person and pretend with a voice of a person that my family member knew, and to try to bypass the two-factor authentication, right? And then tell them, hey, I'm going to send you a code. Please send that code back to me, with a fake voice of somebody that they knew, just to get that second authentication. And they actually got it. And they were able to lock out my family member from their phone. And my family member could not get back into their phone, and they had to just get rid of their phone because it was fully hacked, right? They bypassed the two-factor authentication, right? So it was very elementary thing, but they managed to do it. They pulled it off. There's AI tools that people can fake voices. So these scammers are getting better and better with AI and all that stuff. So you have to be very careful. So let's move on. So conclusion, the best exchange, right? What is the best exchange right now? I would say it's a lot, it's tough. I don't know, but let's wrap it up. My personal recommendation for exchange would be, number one, right now, for newbies, maybe Coinbase is good for you. If you're in the US, Canada, Coinbase is good. But I like Kraken more. I think Coinbase has good security, right? Very robust systems, and is great, but I don't like their security. I mean, I don't like their fees. They've also done some shady stuff that I'm not going to talk about right now. One day I'll make a video on scams and shadiness, right, out there. Yeah, so I think that video will be very good on scammers, market makers, and shadiness in the whole industry. So this, I like Kraken because it's cheap. It has great security. It's like it's a competitor to Coinbase, but it's a lot cheaper, and they have every single crypto there. So for you beginners, Coinbase is fine because of the security, but Kraken also has a very good security as well. So they're both reliable, easy to use, and secure for beginners. But remember, always do your research and never invest more than you are able to lose in crypto, right? So some people start off with 1, 2, all the way up to 5% allocation, and then they move from there, right? So I'm not telling you what to do. That's just what some people do, right? What do? I will share at another time, not on this platform. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and leave questions you have in the comments below. Stay tuned for more content on Bitcoin, investing, and financial empowerment. Thank you for watching. And remember, this video is for informational and educational purposes only. It is not financial, tax, or investment advice. Make sure to always do your own research. And with that, I'm going to end it here. Take care and have a wonderful wonderful week.